We've got a pretty unique test today. We all know when you get out the lubricant, it can feel quite cold on your skin. So can you actually microwave lubricant in order to warm it up and to make it feel nice? So let's go ahead and we'll put some lubricant in here. As you can see, this is just some clear water-based lubricant. And if we go ahead and check the temperature on that, we can see it's about room temperature. It does feel cold to touch as well. So we've got a little bit in there. Let's go ahead, pop it in the microwave for maybe 20 seconds, and then we'll see what happens. Oh my gosh, look at this. It's actually like frothing and bubbling. Ah, that's crazy. Oh, it smells a bit as well. How hot has this gotten? 154 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius. So it's not boiling, like that's hot to touch. That was only in there for 15, 17 seconds, but it started to boil over and bubble up. That is something I did not expect at all. So we're gonna go ahead and try it again. I'll try and get a better angle with the camera, but we'll put in some fresh lubricant at room temperature. Let's go ahead and pop that into the microwave. It only took about 15 seconds in order to start bubbling up. Okay, we can kind of see the cup there. It's just so hard to see through the glass. Okay, it's bubbling up now. It's bubbling up and over. You can kind of see that happening. Let's give it the full 30 seconds. It's completely bubbling up and over, and then we'll try and look at it super quickly. It drops down so quickly as soon as you open it. But as you can see, it has kind of spilled all over the place. So look, I wouldn't really advise putting it in the microwave. Let's try it just for like a couple of seconds and see if it warms it up in, let's give it 5 seconds. Okay, so we've got our fresh cup here. Let's fill that up with a bit of lubricant. Okay, where's our thermometer gone? Here we go. As we saw, around 17 degrees or 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's go ahead and put this in. Now we're only gonna put this on for 5 seconds and we'll see what the temperature is and what happens to it. That was really, really quick. Okay, we didn't get any bubbling up with that. Obviously, this is a very small amount of lubricant, but you usually don't need a lot, right? It's basically the same temperature. It's a bit warmer to touch, so maybe my thermometer's a bit off. Let's actually give it another 5 seconds. Okay, we got another 5 seconds. There, if we go ahead and get this out. Okay, it's starting to warm up now, closer to body temperature. Okay, yeah, it definitely feels warm. There's probably some hotter spots in there, hotter than body temperature. Definitely not lukewarm. But I guess the thermometer is not showing that. Okay, now we're gonna do something a bit dumb. We saw that this really boiled over, only took about 15 seconds. That was a small amount. We're gonna actually just put this container in there for 30 seconds and see what happens. I'm gonna leave the lid on. If the pressure builds up and it explodes, hopefully the lid will just pop off. Maybe I'll have lube all through my microwave. But let's go ahead and give it 30 seconds and see what happens. It's a much larger amount of lube, so you know, maybe it won't bubble and pop like the little one did. But let's see what happens, and we'll see what happens to the temperature of it. Okay, so it's definitely expanded. Look at that. It's so wide and feels really, really solid. If I go ahead and flip the top on this, look at it just spilling out. Ah! Okay. What is the temperature of this? It feels quite hot to touch. Yeah, look, 128 degrees or about 50 degrees. If we hold it actually up against the lube itself, it's about 159 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius. So that got really hot really quickly in the microwave there. So this could actually burn you. In terms of the consistency of it, look, I'm going to be honest, the consistency is still basically the same. Hasn't ruined the consistency of it, but it does make it hot. It can boil over and get really hot really quickly. So if you do want to put it in the microwave, I would advise just putting it in for really small amounts of time and watching it carefully so that it doesn't bubble over or doesn't pop or doesn't get too hot, because this is now too hot to use. This would actually, you could burn me or could burn the partner that I'm with if I'm trying to use this. So definitely be careful putting lube in the microwave for short periods of time. It's fine and you can warm it up, but just really short, 5-10 seconds, nothing really more than that, and keep checking it as you're doing it. As I did it 5 seconds at a time, maybe 10 seconds at a time, that seemed all right, but as you can see, 30 seconds, that was ready to explode. So lastly, we'll close this video off. We'll just chuck this in for a minute maybe and see what happens. It's already so hot, so I'm sure it's going to expand out and kind of explode everywhere pretty quickly. As you can see, it's completely filled up. Whoa! Oh my gosh, it's all shooting out. Okay, stop. Ah! Oh my gosh. Okay, wow, that's smoking everywhere. I broke the container itself. That was only in there for 33 seconds, but I guess we put it in for 30 seconds prior. Oh, that's so hot. Ow, ow, I gotta be careful. I actually went ahead and look, it's split right down here. It has completely split. Oh, it's hot to touch. You can see it's actually completely split down the side here of the lubricant bottle, and it's split here as well. So much pressure built up in it that it's spat out. There's lubricant all over my microwave now. Yeah, that's what happens when you put it in for too long. So definitely a way more interesting experiment than I thought that this would be, as to whether or not you can put lube in the microwave and what happens when you do. I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope you had a bit of fun. Go ahead and check out my video on can you put cardboard in the microwave. I actually, set the cardboard on fire. So that's a fun one to watch as well. I'll link up to that, or the paper towel one too. Yeah, until next time, stay cool. I'd much rather use cold lubricant on my skin than have a microwave full of lubricant and burn my skin with hot lube.